Hello.
Hello. Good morning. Good evening.
Welcome from the northern side, or good evening from, where are we? Sorry, western side.
Well, good morning if you're down under. Australia, New Zealand, Asia. Welcome everybody. Hi, Makini.
Hi, Susanna. How are you?
I'm really, really well, thank you. I'm so grateful to be here with you. I've missed you.
I know we missed last week. I miss you too.
Yeah, and I've missed all of our viewers. And someone said good morning from Adelaide. So Adelaide is in South Australia. So Facebook user, good morning. If you want us to know who you are, just click the link above and we'll be able to see your face. Welcome Adelaide, welcome Australia, welcome Canada, welcome the whole world.
So I'm excited to get back into doing our interview series. For those of you that are just joining us, Susanna and I have, we collaborated on a book project called Renewing Your Mind, which launched on November 1st. And we've been doing an interview series each week, interviewing other experts in their field, past clients, people who are our peers. And we're excited today to share with you today's guest.
Absolutely. I am so excited. I just love this incredible man. He is a part of my heart. He's become a part of my soul. And before we jumped on today, I was almost in tears of joy just to see him. So everybody watching us live, everybody that's watching this recording, I know many of you watch the recordings, you are in for a treat. Michel Brisson is the most divine human being that anyone could ever meet. He has such a big heart. He is a beautiful soul, and boy, oh boy, wait until you hear his story. He is so super successful. So you can have a beautiful heart and also succeed beyond your wildest dreams. So Michel had 21 years of service in the Canadian government before he went out on his own and started his own business. He joined Arbonne, a global network marketing company, 16 years ago, and he was promoted to the top level. He's one of the top people in Arbonne, and he was promoted in the top level back in 2010. And then a few years ago, he decided to study interior design, and now he is an interior designer. And recently, Michel and his beautiful, beautiful partner, husband, Roger, built their chateau. And boy, oh boy, you should see this place. It's exquisite. I love that word, exquisite. That's the only word that can describe it. So he is multiple talented. He is a beautiful person. He leads a huge international business with people from all over the world. An incredible leader. He is one of those leaders that everybody speaks well of. And he's also got an incredible talent in design. He's an artist. I've seen some of his artwork. He's an interior designer. And boy, oh boy, we are so super honoured to welcome Michel Brisson.
Hello,
Good
Michelle.
morning. Good morning. Good evening.
Good morning, good evening. Welcome.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, guys. Susanna and Makini, you guys are awesome. I just love you guys.
And we love you too.
So happy to be here with you guys.
Oh, we are so honored to have you here. We are so, so honored. Thank you for making time for us in your busy schedule. And I can see your chateau in the background. Look how
It's
beautiful that
dark,
is.
as you can see.
It's still
Oh.
beautiful.
So beautiful. So
I
beautiful.
got the Christmas tree in the back too. I don't know if you can see it.
Yep.
I got the Christmas
it
tree
is.
and all the Christmas decorations are out. Why not?
Oh, absolutely beautiful. And is this your first Christmas in the chateau? It is. Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
so that's why I decided to put the Christmas decorations up early because it's our first year here. And you know what? That was a dream of mine. Like me and Roger were talking years ago about one day building a chalet and then spending the first Christmas here. And now this dream is reality. So it's just crazy.
I love it.
Love it.
Turn that vision into reality.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hold on to that vision and hold it deep in your heart.
Yes.
Dreams do come true, and we are so much more powerful than what we give ourselves credit for. There is so much power inside each of us if we're only able to let go of who we thought we were and the paradigms inside us. So, Michelle, welcome. It's an
Thank you.
absolute
Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, it's our honor to have you here. Tell us a little bit more about you.
Okay, how much time do you have?
Cold notes version.
Short version. Okay, so so I'm in Canada. I'm in Ottawa, Canada. Like Susanna said, I come from a very small family of entrepreneur. Actually, maybe that's where I get my entrepreneurship from. My dad had his own business when I was a kid. He owned garage. He owned businesses. He owned real estate. And I grew up in that. So I think that's what happened, that I got that gene from my father. But I've been in Ottawa for part of my life. I was working for the federal government for 21 years. So I did a lot of different departments in the government. And you know what? At some point, I was just like getting tired of it. I was working for somebody else, trading my time for money, Monday to Friday, waiting for holidays, waiting for weekends. And I got part of that negative cycle. And that's not me. I'm a very positive person. But I got into that negative cycle where I was waiting for weekends to come in. I was waiting for holidays. And I was always looking for something else to do. But what would I do? Because the way we call it in the government life is I had the golden handcuffs. Sorry, my cat is meowing behind me. So I had the golden handcuffs and I was waiting for a pension to roll in, but I was not happy. And 21 years later, what happened is that this perfect stranger told me about this company called Arbonne. And I thought at that point she said airborne, and I thought she was flying planes. And I'm like, what's airborne? And she's like, no, it's Arbonne. It's a network company in the health and wellness industry. And it's been around since it's been around since the early 80s, 1980. And she told me about the products, and I was like very reluctant to look at network marketing because I did not understand the whole concept. So she let me try some of the amazing products, and I saw a difference in my skin. And even people at work were like, what's wrong with your skin? You're glowing. There's something different with your skin. And I'm like, oh my God, it's airborne. Arbonne. And I became a client. That was back in 2006. I was a client for a couple of months. And then in 2007, right after New Year's Eve, she invited me to a Discover Arbonne presentation, which is a business presentation and where they talk about the advantages of being an independent consultant with Arbonne. And this is where I saw the big picture of the company. And I decided to jump in with both feet. And I decided to build a business because I really, really wanted to leave the government because I was very unhappy there. So I started building a business, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later as well. But there were some obstacles in building my business. People were not understanding what I was doing, and then I wanted to quit my government job, and people were like, "How can you leave a job where you have stability and you have a pension?" And I was like, you know what? I cannot live my life waiting for a pension to roll in. So what I did is I decided to build my Arbonne business no matter what the obstacles that came my way. And at some point, I started promoting to the next level of the company. And this is where I took some time off the government to build my Arbonne business. And I actually, like, it just started happening. Like, I had a lot of people shopping in my online store. I had a lot of people wanting to join my business. Although I did lose a lot of people in my building the business, but I had a lot of people that came in and stayed with me. And I just promoted to the top of this company in 2010. And since then, I promoted a lot of people at my level in my organization. And it's just started to like happen for me. And I was so happy, but it was a lot of work for me. It was hard work. A lot of obstacles came my way, but I kept going. And it gave me the opportunity to as well bring something sideline. So I decided to take my diploma in design. And just recently, actually, Susanna, I started painting again. So this is a long story where when I was in high school, I used to paint. I was very good in art. And then I went to college in commercial art, and I didn't do anything about it. I just kind of left it, joined the government. And then recently, I got the opportunity to start my art again. And I'm planning to do private viewing of my paintings next year. So this company has given me a lot of different options to enjoy my life and just build huge. And I just have to mention, because this is company policies, that earnings.arbonne.com is where you can actually see what you can make in this business. But I'm telling you guys that whoever is listening to us tonight, or even people that are new in Arbonne, that you can make a huge living with this company if you persevere and you keep going. So this is pretty much my story, and I was able to build our beautiful chalet here, which I love.
Beautiful. Oh gosh, it is so. I feel like just jumping through the screen and sitting there with you.
Come over.
Only if we can. I'd be over in a flash.
You guys can come over
anytime. Thank you. That's so wonderful. I love your story, and it's just it's interesting how I can relate. I did year 12 art. I loved art. And then when I was going to go to university, the story that a lot of parents say, "Oh, don't do art. There's no future in art." So I can relate to kind of doing art and then going back and creating a career. But good for you. I'm so glad that you've gone back to your painting and you've designed your home and interior design and everything. So, yeah.
I love that you stuck to what was true to you. People will always give their opinions or personal advice based on their own paradigms of, what they believe. But you having enough faith in what you're doing to walk away from something that wasn't working for you.
Yes.
And being passionate about that, and now being successful with that same thing.
Yes, thank you. And you know what? I had a lot of people, especially people that I was working with in the government, which they were working 9 to 5 and they were happy with that. I wasn't. And, I'm totally honest when I tell you that a lot of people try to take this away from me. And they were like, "This is not going to work. It doesn't work for anybody that I know." I'm like, "Well, obviously you don't know me, because I will make it work."
Right. They're speaking to their own paradigms, right? It's like they don't believe it's possible until they actually see it done. And very often, anyone who is an entrepreneur and willing to take a risk and bet on themselves is going to hear from the people that love and care about them that it may not work, but that's just because that's where their upper limiting beliefs stop at, right? They don't know that because they haven't seen it for themselves. They haven't done it for themselves. So that's what they believe is the cap of what's possible. But it's up to you to pave that path of your own and to show them what is possible to open up their minds.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So our book, Renewing Your Mind, it
Yes.
was transcribed from workshops that Susanna and I ran last year.
Yeah.
And, you have changed your life through the material from Bob Proctor's material and the material that we have here in this book. I would love if you could walk us through how that changed life for you.
Well, first of all, I just want to say, Susanna, I know you were very close to Bob, and I'm very sorry to hear of his passing because he was an amazing man. And you know what? Even before, I've been following Bob for a long, long time. Even The Secret, I've watched it so many times. And you know what, Susanna, from your workshops that I attended, oh my God, it just kind of changed the way I looked at my business. And it just really grew my belief. And I really love the fact that you would go over the different, trying to find it, my word in English here, that platform with Bob, and then the repetitive stuff that, it really sinks in your head. Because I would before your course, I would always listen to something once and then kind of move to something else. But the fact that I listened to it over and over and over again, it really sunk in, and it made me understand that I just needed to keep going, and it kept me excited and it kept me focused. So that book and your program was huge in the way that I built my business, and I've spoke to my teams about it. And I know that Michel was part of your group at some point as well, right?
Yes.
She was on my team, and I've been telling people about it because it's so important just to keep focus, and the repetition of stuff that sometimes we forget, that we do something once and then we move to something else. Like I said, it doesn't work. You need to remind yourself all the time of what's going on and what's happening. So I don't know, I could talk about it all night, but it was very refreshing for me and for my business, like your book and your program. So thank you. And I will join that program again.
Yes, please. Thank you.
I
We
will.
love having you in our community.
It just get me happy.
It's amazing, isn't it? Just the mindset. And when you learn about yourself and you really start to understand yourself, you can't not help but be on a higher vibration. You can't not help but be happy. You can't not help but start to love yourself. And I love, Michelle, that you brought up the repetition, because at school we're not really taught how to change our lives. We're taught how to learn information to pass a test. So we're not taught about the importance of repetition. And I read stuff that I've been reading for 10 years. In fact, Bob Proctor, while he was alive, we all know that he read Think and Grow Rich every single day. But not only did he read Think and Grow Rich every single day, he would actually find a paragraph in the book and repeat it over and over and over and over again for months, every single day for months. And what I have found, you really start to understand what it means from a different perspective, but you also start to notice how you change and how your results change, because the subconscious needs that depth of it needs that repetition to actually start to make some of the changes. And we've been living in our paradigms, as Makini said, earlier, for 40, 50, 60 years, how old ever you are. Our cultural paradigms, the paradigms that have been passed down for generation, the trauma that we've experienced, and I believe every single person has experienced some form of trauma, and that stays with us. And we repeat that unconsciously every single day for our lives, for the rest of our lives, 60 to 70,000 thoughts, but most of them have been repeated. So in order for us to change, we need to keep repeating a new idea. We need to keep repeating the truth of who we are. And when we understand the truth of who we are, boy, oh boy, things start to open up and things start to change and life starts to become different. And
And I didn't realize that until I was part of your program. To be honest with you, I didn't not be it didn't sink in until I started your program, and I was like, oh my God, I get it now. Like I didn't get it before. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And I think most people are like that, I've had a few different degrees in university or diplomas or whatever. I didn't get it. You just study to pass the exam and then you forget about it. The repetition is what makes the huge difference. Yeah, absolutely.
The repetition is key. I mean, even if you think about things on a smaller scale, whether it be like a audiobook or a podcast, you can listen to it once and you take away certain information. But even while you're listening to it, because of our attention span, our thoughts are going other places. So we're missing small pieces. But when you go back and you re-listen to that podcast or audiobook, each time you pick up something new that you either didn't hear before, or it brings a new perspective, or it opens up something within you just from that repetition.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Facebook user, we don't know your name. It was Paula that was with us earlier. But Facebook user, if you want to click the link above, we'd be able to see who you are, said repetition is the key. It absolutely is the key.
Absolutely.
100%. So, Michelle, you lead a huge business, with hundreds of people in it. And you've reached the top level in your business, and now you help others to do the same through your incredible business model. What do you think is the most common factors to success in your experience? Whether it is in your own business or other, businesses.
Well, the number one thing for sure is that you need to have fun. You need to have fun with your business. If you don't have fun, it's not going to work. Right?
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah. You need to love what you do. In Arbonne and then other businesses, you need to treat your business like a business, not a hobby. You need to keep going no matter what obstacles come your way. You need to keep it simple, and you need to follow the system, and you need to never, ever compare yourself to other people. Because I've seen that in my business where people compare themselves and they're like, well, this person is doing so well and she promoted so fast to the next level. You know what? That's awesome. And I'm happy for this person, but your journey is your journey and you don't need to compare, because I think this is the biggest thing I've seen in my organization is people comparing themselves to people that are going faster to promote to the next levels. And I'm like, if you do that, honey, it's not going to work. Right?
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And keep it fun and keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate everything.
Yeah.
I used to complicate stuff so much at the beginning. Like it was crazy. Like I was overcomplicating everything in my business and I was not moving forward. And that was when I first started. And then after talking to my uplines in Arbonne, and they kind of showed me the way. They had a platform for me to follow, and they said, keep it simple. Do not overcomplicate stuff. This is where things were happening for me.
Yeah.
Right?
So absolutely.
Systems and formulas.
What's that?
Systems and formulas, right?
Yeah.
We don't have to reinvent the wheel trying to make things more complicated than they need to be. Having those systems and formulas that have been proven to work, just like this information that Susanna and I teach, it's systems and formulas that have proven success rates. We don't have to, lose our minds trying to create something different and make it more complicated.
Yeah, the system is there, just follow it. And Makini, you just said it, reinventing the wheels. I have a lot of people that left my business because they said, I'm going to do it this way and it's going to work for me and I'm going to go to the top of this company. And I was like, okay, good luck, but I've done it this way and you need to follow this system. And sadly enough, these people are all gone today. They haven't kept going in the business.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the classic, saying that success leaves clues. There's a formula to success. So, yeah. And I love, Michelle, that you started with you must have fun. As we get older, people get so serious. We
I
have
know.
responsibilities, and
Yeah.
and it all becomes so serious. And once the fun is taken out of life, of business, you stop being creative. You stop loving, your purpose, and it all becomes hard work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to have fun. No matter what business you're in, you need to love what you're doing. And you know what? This
Yeah.
is the reason why I left the government. I was not having fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and that's not a nice word, but I hated it because
Mhm.
I just uh, I would never go
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, no, I get that too. I was not having fun. I worked for a great organization, but it just was not for me. My purpose inside was, screaming. So I can relate to that too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Michelle, what about leadership? You are one truly incredible leader yourself at Cold Chug. I've worked with many people from your company, and you too, every single time people, talk to me, share their experiences, you two stand out. They all say, I want to be like Michelle, or I want to be like Nicole. And that's the absolute truth. So you're one incredible leader leading hundreds of people. What are the key factors in your experience to great leadership?
So me and Nicole are the same. We should be related. Number one, I love her to death, and I miss her. But you know what
Oh,
the thing is I've noticed with building my business and creating leaders is that of course I'm going to be there to help them out and hold their hands, but I'm not going to hold their hands forever. What I
mm,
do is that
true.
I coach them, I train them, I hold their hands for a little bit, but then I like birds, I push them out of the nest and I let them fly and be their own leaders with their own teams. Because I've noticed that the people that I've kind of kicked out of the nest, they're the one that are my MVPs today in my success line. And there are some people that had to hold their hands for a long time, and I'm still doing it because they won't let go. They're not growing.
Mm,
Mhm.
And
mm,
right. So
mm,
for me, the biggest thing in being a leader is you need to create other leaders. You
Yeah.
need to
yeah,
show them the way and then
yeah,
say, you can do it with your team. I believe in you. I trust you. I love you. You go ahead and you do it and you be the leader. I'll be here
yes,
to help you out. I'm always here, but you go out and fly with your wings and you be the leader.
Yeah.
And that's how I built my business.
wow,
That's
wow.
beautiful. Yeah, because they can
That's
only really learn through experience, right? They have to go and experience it for themselves.
Yeah, me and my uplines were brand new in Arbonne, and at that point, our upline we didn't know who she was, so we stumbled. We had a lot of obstacles, but we had to learn it our own way, and we had to like fly from our. We had to fly like little birds. We had to fly on our own. So
yeah,
this is what I do now with my team. I don't. I want them to like leave the nest as soon as possible, so that
mm,
they can build their teams and people can see them as the leader, not me.
yes,
I'm
Mhm.
I'm
yes,
the, I'm the
yes,
Papa Bear in Arbonne. I want them.
yes,
I want their teams to look at them and appreciate them and trust them and so on.
absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And you're allowing them to then, show their full potential. And at the
Exactly.
same time, you're freeing yourself up to have not only a lifestyle, but also the energy to keep
Yep.
leading and growing and showing the way. So, yeah,
Yeah.
love it.
I think sometimes people get held back by their own fear from leadership positions. They have fear of whether it be, them failing or succeeding. They have fear of what people are going to say or what they're going to think. In our book, Renewing Your Mind, we talked about the terror barrier and how to move through your fear to get to your goals or your dreams. I'd love to know, like, what have you done to move through your fear as a leader? And what advice would you give to those that are listening to be blocked by
Yeah.
their fear?
So I get that a lot with when I train and coach my teams, especially the new consultants in my business, is that we all have a lot of obstacles coming our way, and people will not believe in you. People will laugh. They will like say this is not working. So there's a lot of obstacles, but you know what? I always say it's a decision. you need to decide that you're going to do this no matter what people say. And sometimes people are looking at me, they're like, oh, I hate this word, decision. But I'm like, this is what it comes down to. It's a decision, because I could have quit many times. And I actually thought about quitting maybe 5 times. And I went to my uplines and I said, I don't think this is for me. It's not working. It's like people don't believe in me. And they were like, make a decision. Do you want to go back to your government job, or do you want to move forward and be successful? And I was like, I want to move forward and be successful. I do not want to go back in that life that I was very miserable in. So, I always tell my team that obstacles are part of success. You cannot be successful without going first through obstacles. So embrace your obstacles, make a decision, and keep going no matter what. When you feel like quitting, I always say, go back to your why story. Why are you doing this business? And this is one thing that I coach and train my teams on. When they first join, write down your why. Why did you decide to join Arbonne? Is it because you want to make extra money? You want to give financial freedom to your family? What is it? Because when obstacles happen, I say, go back and read your why. And this is what saved me in my business as well, because when I first joined Arbonne, I wrote my why, that I wanted to quit my government job. I wanted to build a chalet one day. I wanted to be successful. I wanted to have financial freedom. And those times where I wanted to quit and I told my uplines, I don't think this is for me anymore, they would also refer me back to my why story. And I would read it and I'd be like, okay, I need to keep going. I'm never leaving this company because this is what it can give me. So basically, this is what I do with my teams. I don't sugarcoat anything. I tell them obstacles will come your way. People will laugh, or people will say it's not going to happen for you. They'll try to take this away from you. So expect it, but just keep going, right? So this is how I kept going in my business, right?
Yeah, that's great advice.
Yeah.
Oh, you're muted.
Nothing's going to be given to you on a gold platter.
Yeah.
No, that's right. God, I love everything about that, So when you're feeling the fear, just come back to that desire, come back to the decision as to why you are doing your business. So, so, so important. And also what you said, failure is a part of success. You cannot have success without failure. And I think once you remember that, then, when you do experience obstacles and fear, it's a lot easier. So, yeah, Facebook user said, such a legend. So you have fans watching you, Michel.
Love you guys.
So thank you. We can't see from this platform, we can't see who you are unless you click the link above. But we will, once we get off, we will see you and respond and all that. So I have a feeling that might be Nicole for some reason. Oh,
Could be.
I think it might. Look at the next one. I love you.
I think it could be Nicole.
I think it might be Mrs. Chug. What about me, Nicole? It is Nicole.
Yeah.
Oh, Nicole loves you. She told me so many times.
I love her too.
Yeah.
So, Michel, you are a part of the Your Two Minds community. You did. I love it when it was a couple of years ago when you just sent me a message saying, when does my year finish? I'm just going to join for the second year, you're such a valid member of us, and you've been doing this work, as you mentioned earlier. What would you, and would love to have you jump on board again. That would be amazing.
I will.
What would you, fantastic. I cannot wait. What would you advise other people, about jumping on board with renewing your mind and, and doing this work?
Well, what it does for me, it kept me accountable to my business and to the program. And like I said earlier, it just kept me connected with these amazing people. And then the modules were all amazing. And it just kind of put things in perspective back for me as a business owner and a successful business owner, I guess. That I loved all the people that were in that program and the comments, and you're so amazing, and your meditations that you do as well. I'm like, I had never experienced that before, and that's why I wanna do the program again, because
Okay.
I haven't done it for almost 2 years. I think now. I
I
think it's
think so. I think it's just been just over a year or 2 years. I'll
yeah,
have to go back. Yeah.
and I feel like I'm missing something.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. And it's amazing once you jump on board, there's a whole different experience.
yes.
The material is just amazing.
Well,
Thank you.
it's to connect with all these people that have the same mindset as well, which is
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Well,
you
yeah.
don't get that anywhere else when you really
No,
think of
yeah, absolutely. And it's written, when two or more people are working together and are on the same frequency, miracles start to happen.
it. Yeah.
And that is physics, that is law, So when you have, two or more people with the best interest for each other and they're holding you in a higher vibration, your dream must happen. So yeah, it's incredible to be a part of that community.
Oh yeah.
I've got to say, sorry, I must share. Nicole has put a message and said, "Oh, I know, I love you
Oh.
too, Susan."
Nicole, we love you. We miss you. I talk to Nicole almost every day by text.
Oh, she's fine. We should have her on board too.
Yeah.
Nicole, you're going to be the next one interviewed. So
Yeah, I just love you guys. I went like, you know what? I told that to Nicole at some point. I'm like, I need to go visit you guys in Australia because I have never been.
oh, you
So
have to.
Oh,
that's
then
on
we'll
my
go at the same time because I
yeah.
haven't been as well. So I've
Okay,
been
we'll
waiting.
go together. It's on my bucket list.
Absolutely. Come together. And Makini knows her bedroom too. I've got a room
I've got a space in
right
Susanna's
next to
house.
her. So if you want to come and join, we've got another room for you, Michelle.
Perfect.
And Nicole will all have a party in
Love
this
it. Love it.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Michelle, for sharing your story and your wisdom and your gems with us. Thank you for not just your time, but your energy, just joining us here today. Susanna's had nothing but great things to say about you, and I totally see why. And I wish you like the utmost amount of success and growth and abundance in all areas of your life.
Thank you, Makini. It's so nice. I love you guys. You guys are awesome.
Love you too. And if there are any last words, what would your message be to the world?
Just love each other. Seriously. Love each other. Have fun because life goes by so fast.
Yeah.
Like I was telling Roger the other day, I'm like, I did something a week ago, and I'm like, I can't believe it's already a week that it has passed. And I went to the Arbonne conference in Canada at Niagara Falls, and I was with all these amazing people, and it's already been like over a week that it's over. I'm like, where does time go?
Time is disappearing.
You need to enjoy life and just be happy and go for what you dream, what you dream of. Like if you have a dream, go for it because it passes you by too fast.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It really does.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
Love yourself, love each other, and enjoy life because life goes quickly.
Exactly.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Michelle.
Love you guys.
Anytime. Oh, we love you too. Whenever
too.
you're around, the energy is just, they rise so much. We can see why you are so successful. Everybody, as you can see, this is a heart-centered leader. This is what you get. And God bless you. Enjoy your chateau for Christmas.
Thank
and
you.
we look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Susanna. Thanks, Makini. I love you guys. I can't wait to see you in person.
Yes.
I'm just a 4-hour drive away. So.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Make sure you pick each other up and come here because I want to
will.
see you.
For sure.
To our viewers, thank you so much for joining us again. Please do join us again next week. We have another very special guest for you. And watch this space because our masterclass will be coming. We will be sharing dates very, very soon. Remember, if you haven't purchased a copy of our book, they are still available. And Makini's got the cover up. I've got it up on my bookshelf here. And remember, if you can review your mind through the repetition, through understanding who you truly are, you open up to a whole new world and a whole new life. Stay blessed and have an incredible week. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.